What's good, YouTube? Dmgaming here, guys, and I'm sorry I hadn't made a video in the past couple of days. There was some screenshots and things that was rolling out, and I kind of was thinking maybe something was gonna roll out, so I didn't do a video. And I apologize about that. However, I have been pondering on something, and I am going to present to you today. Now, we know that. Well, real quick before I get into that, guys. Please share this video as many as people as possible. Follow me on these social media platforms. And guys, we're close to 4,000 subscribers. So if you can, please hit that subscribe button. If you haven't, about 50% of y'all haven't yet. Help us reach 9,000 subscribers. Doesn't cost you anything at all. It helps us continue doing what we enjoy doing and making content. Now, we talked about last time some of the pre-order stuff as well as some of the V-Jump scans that came out. And if I sound weird today, guys, I'm still not feeling just 100%, but it is what it is. And then we had this side, which we talked about Yakon. Now, if you Yakon and Pui Pui on Bobby the Spaceship, we talked about Gohan. Now, guys, what's interesting about all of this is the level of detail. And it got my mind to thinking, if Yakon is in the game, then, it makes me wonder, what special mechanics are going to be in the game for these fights. Now, for example, we know that, the game is going to the Buu Saga. We've seen some of the tricks that some of the other guys have, like Raditz. We've seen Cell with his tricks. He can multiply. And what's interesting is when you look at their game mechanics, their fighting mechanics, even Frieza, it seems like something that they would actually do. It doesn't seem, it doesn't seem out of character. Okay. So this guy really got me thinking, and this is Yakon. If y'all don't know, this is Yakon. Goku fought him on Babidi Spaceship, and this is actual in-game render of Yakon. And if you can hear my dog barking, I'm sorry. But Yakon absorbs energy. He absorbs light. His realm is the darkness. That's his advantage. And when Goku was fighting Yakon, he powered up the Super Saiyan to shed light into the area so he could see him. And what ended up happening is Yakon would literally absorb his energy. So if I'm not mistaken, Goku defeated him by basically just overflowing him with his energy, kind of almost like he did with in the tournament of power, the exhibition match. When he was fighting the wolf, I forgot his name. It's there, but it won't come to me. But he just kept attacking him. He got bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger. Kind of like this. I mean, he just overfed Yakon to where he couldn't handle the energy no more. But this raised a very interesting thought. Will that same mechanic be in the game? Will fights like Yakon be just a normal fight? Or will these quote unquote boss fights actually have elements to them realistic to the anime that makes it a challenge? Now, we know for a fact that they did say that the boss fights would have mechanics that you don't have, that they're able to put in the game because it's a single player game and they don't have to worry about balancing issues. And they said that these mechanics automatically put you at a disadvantage, which is awesome. But I have to ask this question. When we fight Yakon, how dope would it be? And if you follow me on Twitter, I talked about this. How clean and nice would it be to fight Yakon and he actually absorbs your energy if you go Super Saiyan? Now people are going to speculate, and y'all speculate down in the comment section down below. What would the mechanics be for this fight? Because from what I've seen, when you go Super Saiyan, it doesn't drain your stamina or anything like that. So maybe you have to go Super Saiyan and then you have to attack him and then he absorbs your ki and it goes black again. So you have to go Super Saiyan again and stuff like that. Or maybe you have to use ki sense to find where he's at. Something to that effect, because regardless, however they do it, if they implement the fact that he's absorbing your Super Saiyan energy to keep it dark where he's at, that is going to be super cool. And we know it's dark because if you look at this screenshot, it's dark. And it doesn't just end with Yakon. Okay. This extends even to Majin Buu, Big Fat Buu, and also Kid Buu. Because we know that they can, I guess I use the term regenerate themselves. So say you do a super attack and it blows Boo to pieces, but he can regenerate himself. And then Kid Buu, how he's able to kick and it goes underground and comes back up and stuff like that through the ground. Like, are we going to see realistic anime mechanics in these boss fights? People say, well, we've seen the whole Raditz fight, this and that, but that's an early build of the game. Raditz wasn't a very difficult enemy at that. I mean, he was for Goku and Piccolo, but he didn't do anything that required them to do major techniques and stuff. It was really more or less Raditz just overpowered them. Then when you got to Frieza had a couple of tricks in the bag. He had the energy disc, and stuff like that. And Frieza was the type guy. I mean, like, he just used the super attack to just destroy Namek to try to kill the planet, blow up the planet, and kill Goku in the process. And then when you got to Cell has some more tricks up his sleeve than Frieza did. Cell could multiply. Cell could produce the Cell Junior. Cell could regenerate and stuff like that. And then, of course, Majin Buu with his regeneration features, Yakon with his nighttime or his darkness ability, being able to absorb energy, and also the androids. Android 18 and not 18, 7, not 17, good God. 19 and 20. Android 19 and 20, how they're able to absorb ki. And we know we have to fight the androids. In that boss fight, are they going to be able to absorb your ki blast? If so, guys, that is going to be so cool. If they can grab you and absorb your ki. Same thing with Cell. Can he, stick his tail in you and absorb your life? That was actually in a few games. And also with Android 19 and 20, those mechanics were in games also, even in the Dokkan battle games, where they can absorb your energy. But is that, that is a bit different than the actual fighting mechanics in this game, because we know the bosses go through stages where they do certain things. So is there going to be, I'm not saying is it like a super attack, because most of the time in these Dragon Ball games, the androids, for example, 19 and 20, in order to absorb your ki, they perform a super attack. I don't want it to be like a super attack. It should just be a part of who they are. Like, they could be fighting you regular, and if they're a distance off and you shoot a ki blast, you should be able to absorb it. That would be super cool, guys. These are the type of mechanics that I'm talking about. And they said, like I said, that the bosses, that the people that you fight are going to have mechanics that put you at a disadvantage purposely, because they don't have to worry about balancing. So that leads me to believe that these types of things are going to be in the game. Frieza is going to have his own bag of tricks that's separate from Cell's bag of tricks, that's separate from the android's bag of tricks, that's separate from Cell's bag of tricks, that's separate from Boo's bag of tricks. Y'all get what I'm saying? And it's so interesting, and in my opinion, it paves the way for Dragon Ball Super, because once we got to Super, and even in GT, it seems like the higher up we go in the series past Dragon Ball Z, that is not so much about brute strength anymore, and it's more about skill and technique and figuring out the opponent's weakness. Because even in Super, you had a guy like Hit who could do the time skip, and you look at GT characters, I mean, all the dragons that they fought, the Shadow Dragons, had, little skills that they weren't necessarily more powerful than Goku up front, but they had skills that put them at a disadvantage. And it was the same thing in the Tournament of Power. They were a lot stronger than everybody on the stage, aside from Jiren and Toppo and maybe Dispo. But these people that they fought had special techniques that made them unique. And it made it a challenge to get past that technique. Right now, in the Dragon Ball Super manga, they're facing a character, a villain named Moro. Moro isn't necessarily, well, at this point, he may be just as powerful, but at one point, he wasn't more powerful than Goku and Vegeta. But he had a technique that basically enabled him to be or come off as more powerful. And you look even in the Buu saga with Babidi. Babidi was a wizard. He wasn't more powerful than Goku and Vegeta, or even Gohan or the Supreme Kai for that matter. But he possessed techniques that made him a formidable foe. This is the type of stuff that I would like to see in the game, guys, because it's true to the anime, and also it makes boss fights completely different than any other boss fights in any Dragon Ball game that I can remember. Even in Legend of the Super Saiyan on Super Nintendo, the boss fights weren't like that. There weren't certain mechanics that they would do. Legacy of Goku, I'm not sure. Like I said, I never played it. I've only seen it. So I'm not sure if the boss fights, they had any kind of special mechanics. But this is something to really consider in this game, and I really want y'all to ponder this. So in the comment section down below, let me know, out of the bosses, what special thing that you've seen them do in the anime that made them unique that you would like to see them do in the game. Guys, I'm stoked about this game, and I'm stoked about this topic. I didn't even put any slides on because I'm sitting here talking and focused so much on what I'm talking about. I'm sorry. Hadn't had a still image on the screen in a long time, but this Yakon thing sparked that creative thought, guys, and it's like, wow. And going back listening to the older videos, a lot of the majority of stuff that we talked about is in the game, guys. So I wouldn't be surprised if they actually put this element in the game along with the other characters that I'm referring to. And if they do that, then, oh my gosh, it's just going to set it over the top even more. But guys, that's all I have for right now. Also, that headset should be coming in today. I'm going to do an unboxing video on it, and I'm going to also do a review on it for them. And I believe they're going to give me a code that you can use to get a discount. I really hope they do. They said that they would. But guys, when that video drops, I know it's not Dragon Ball Z Kakarot related, but your support would be tremendous and greatly appreciated. So please, when I upload that video, show it all the love and support that you can to help the channel so that we can have more opportunities to do things like that with products and getting discount codes for you guys and stuff like that. But guys, that's all I have for right now, man. I appreciate y'all so much. I'm very grateful for all the love and support. Till next time, thanks for watching. Peace.